Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Werewolf, uh, Rage Across New York, Living World of Darkness. Uh, this scene is opening up as Michael is standard stuff. And it sounds like he will be coming across a wonderful new person. Go ahead.
Okay. So while Michael is treading on his particular path, his particular keeper duties, whatever it is he is doing, and I apologize because everything went ahead and turned robot for a quick hot second. But in any case, let's just go ahead and say that Michael crosses the path of one Lucas Matthias, who is currently sitting, well, cross-legged in Shepherd's Meadow, actually.
Okay.
Yes, Shepherd Meadow. He is sitting cross-legged in Shepherd's Meadow, very, very serene clearing within Central Park, where many of the wind spirits go ahead and tend to dance. Let's just go ahead and place this, chuck it in the penumbra, so we don't have to deal with or have to worry about any veil breaches and like.
Right. Michael will see Lucas, and just wave. It's like he recognizes him from the mission couple nights, I want to say, or is it being labeled as last night?
It's being labeled as Sunday, my good sir.
Okay, so a while ago.
You wave, Lucas waves, and sort of does a come hither gesture, like with his hands, like, no, come over here, come here.
Michael kind of looks around, like kind of unsure, as being as the little quiet that he is, and just does that quick once over, looks around, make sure nothing's going on in the area, and we'll walk over to Lucas and just, how you doing?
Doing well.
That's good.
What's your name?
Michael, he who walks behind.
Lucas, Matthias, Jadagaya, Cleof, Ahmed, New Moon.
New Moon, Ragabash, or New Hamid. Sorry, I am apparently not here. New Moon, Ahmed, Atena, does the whole spiel.
You do the whole big spiel, and Lucas, after you're done, just goes ahead and says, would you like to meditate?
Kind of on runs right now.
No, that's too bad. You can't stop for a hot second?
Michael will look around, and it's just like, yeah, sure, why not? I need a little gnosis anyway.
Cool. I was just about to do Gaia's breath. You know it?
Yeah.
Alright. Lucas goes ahead and begins by breathing in, breathing out, letting Gaia's wonderful, wonderful clean air go through his lungs. And he counts down from 13 to 12, 11, to 10, all the way down to 1. By the time he goes ahead and reaches 1, he goes ahead and opens his eyes. Feels good.
Usually does.
How connected are you with the mother?
Fairly well. The rage isn't that strong in me, but I've been always good with collecting and holding on to gnosis.
Mm-hmm. When I was just a kid, not a Garu, Mother went ahead and blessed me with a small amount of her favor. So I've been connected to the Mother for a fairly long time.
That's a rare gift.
I know. There are a few kin here that also share the same blessing. Although, well, most of those who share the Mother's blessing have gone ahead and had their first change become full warriors for Gaia.
Yes. Which is always something we need.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tell me, which pack do you belong to?
hunters.
Hunters of the Lost.
Yes.
Hmm. There was a morbid theory walking around about the number of Garu changing, or at least becoming Garu.
No. I didn't hear about this.
Well,
It might
there's
have
a
been
bit of
before my time too.
How long have you been in the Sept?
Oh, jeez, that's a good question. Time flies. In September, November.
September, November. Okay, okay. Cool, cool. He goes ahead and breathes in and breathes out. They say that for each of us that falls, there are two more to take our place. I don't know if that's true or not, but it was right around the December season that we had plenty of first changes. In fact, there was an entire weekend where we couldn't turn around and not have a cub pop out of nowhere.
I would remember that, yes. And unfortunately, we did lose several as well.
hmm I don't mean to make this a painful conversation.
No, you're fine. I was still new in the area and I didn't know him. It's always hard to hear. Always, oh wait, always hard to hear when one of us falls, no matter how close you were.
hmm well, how long have you been with the Hunters of the Lost, I should ask?
Couple months.
Couple months?
I was with Lady Lightning before, and then that pack completely died when the
Really?
alpha and the beta just vanished. Well, didn't vanish. They went to, one went back. They both went back to their homelands, is what I understand, and they completely dissolved the pack.
Lucas goes ahead and throws up a hand, extends two fingers. Sam, his voice is lightning. Ted, something justice.
Yeah.
Ah. I remember the little bits and pieces about them. They weren't entirely the most stable of Garu.
And it showed in the pack. I'm not trying to say anything against them, but Speaks with Thunder is the one that gave me my deed name, so
He goes ahead and nods.
I can at least honor him. I'm pretty sure it was a him.
It was a him.
Thank you. Him for that. I'm not happy about the dissolving of the pack, though.
I remember that Olog Vasan Raya was also a part of the Lately Lightning's pack quite briefly.
Yeah. He left before it dissolved.
And that was about the time that he walked over to join Kotori, or at least under Kotori Raya.
That's correct.
I am actually quite happy to see him walk from a pack that was dysfunctional into a pack that was much stronger, and I am glad to see him, well, continue on his career.
Can I get a quick P&E from you?
Okay.
What if there is any like malice or anything in those words?
Oh, you want to P&E me? Go ahead.
Yeah. Whatever the opposite is.
Okay. Well,
Because thank you, Wild Touch.
thank you, Wild Touch. At the moment, there is just a very, very neutral stance coming from Lucas, since, well, Olaf is a dear, dear friend. You get the opposite, as if, well, it's more scathing than he really intended. He may be criticizing one of the packs. He may be criticizing Olaf.
Right. Thank you, Wild Touch. Anyway, so you just see Michael just kind of narrow his eyes slightly, and it's like, as far as I know, there was no. He left because he needed to. It, do you have an issue with the hunters?
He goes ahead and quirks an eyebrow. No, 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 no. The Hunters of the Lost have just been freaking kind to me ever since I showed up.
Give me a minute here. Actually, because I am now curious if they can. Um, oh, sweet. Oh, that's only one. Okay, that's only one. I thought the sevens were ones too for a half a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you see him there, and it's not like a rage, but it's him closing his eyes for half a second. Like he's started to realize that sometimes he goes too far and is trying to recenter himself, if that makes sense. That was a
Oh,
willpower roll, so you know.
okay, okay. Lucas goes ahead and sees this for a hot second. You
Yeah.
want to, you want to breathe? In and out, buddy. In and out.
And it is literally, it probably takes him a good minute, but he does calm down. And it's like, my apologies. Since I got free, my emotions seem to be a little bit more wild than I remember.
Since you got free, consider me ignorant to your history.
Oh, I apologize. I was captured for about 4 years. DNA is what they had on all their stuff. I'm the only living member of my set that I know of.
What is your home set?
Lost set because I've never actually been given what would be a good one.
A good one for an antenna sept. About what state or which region?
I've always thought of it slightly north from New York, so probably not, obviously not in Canada, but now I can't remember
Okay.
my own country.
Okay, let me think about this for a hot second about what I know, which is very, very little.
And that's why I'm looking it up real quick.
Oh, maybe I got one for you. The glacier in the valley. And the glacier isn't really a glacier. It's actually just a huge, huge hill in the middle of a in the middle of a lake valley.
Okay. We'll have to double check though to make sure they're okay with ASEP there being completely demolished.
That's cool.
But sure, we'll run with that for right now, and then I'll get it passed by the STs.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so bring me back up to speed with Michael's response.
But no, yeah, it's like Glacier of the Valley. It's up north. Or at least it was.
How many Garu strong?
Probably about 30, 40.
A big blow for the nation.
Yeah.
Set fallen 4 years ago. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, if you want to, do you know much more about this condition you got, or is it just something that comes and goes?
What condition? Is it a stutter? No, it's like another thing that came with uh, after getting out. I'm not sure if it's from it, because, well, they really didn't care about me talking much or how I got out.
Okay.
You've never
But
seen a wildling spirit be so helpful, except when it's captured on the physical side and is trying to get out.
actually, you know what? Lucas is just going to go ahead and lay back against his pack and his banquet. I'd be very, very curious about the story, if you're willing to tell it.
Sure. Which part? How I got out, or
Whatever
the whole
part you
thing?
feel most comfortable with.
Well, beginning is that it was very simple. About 4 years ago, can't remember the exact date. We were all gathering around a moot, and we got ambushed. They tranked as many of the werewolves they could, or the Garu. Says Garu.
Mhm.
As many as the Garu as they could. They had something that could drop us. And before I fell, I saw them killing any kinfolk. It, it's not a fun thing to remember. And then,
I'm not... Go ahead.
then I remember waking up in a facility, being tested on, being a lab rat, them figuring out what I can do, and they were able to suck the gnosis out of us, so we couldn't just pass, get into the penumbra to escape. But and one by one, at least, I felt my pack die, feel and go. Finally, there was one day where I was alone. Um, but a wildling, I don't know how they got it. I don't know how it found me exactly. But I just remember it saying, "Warrior, get us out of here." And me looking at it saying, I can't cross. And it embracing me, and which gave me at least enough gnosis to get us both over. And the webs, oh my god, the place was so thick, so calcified. We got out of there as quick as we could, and I came straight. I just kept running. I don't know how long I ran, but finally I felt a sept, and I came to it. That's how I got here.
How did you feel about all that?
Pain, loss. Still hurts. I finally got rid of my shyness, but he does have the docile flaw. If I remember right, that can be sensed.
I can do a quick perception primal urge if you like.
Sure.
Okay. I'm guessing with 4 successes on standard, that's enough.
Oh, probably.
All right, fair enough.
And you've seen how he interacts with other people, also. So yeah, you like sense it that he's a docile werewolf. He doesn't have full access to as much rage as he should or can.
Lucas is a bit speechless about that one. He wasn't really expecting this sort of story. He goes on to say, I can imagine that those wounds go ahead and run deep.
Yeah. And everyone's been here, has been helpful, and at least not a complete asshole.
You will find people that are a bit aggressive and competitive anywhere, but I'm glad to hear the people here have been treating you well.
Yeah.
He goes ahead and nods his head. Good. It would be a shame to lose another warrior of Gaia for needless reasons.
Yeah. He definitely looks slightly distracted at that one. Because, like I said in the other things, he has no idea if it was his fault or not.
Oh, no. No. I know. Lucas is not even touching on that subject quite yet.
Yeah. But as soon as you say needlessly losing a one, he kind of. It's not an. I'm not going to say it's like super obvious cringe, but it is definitely. He looks away for half a second.
If you would like, I can make a perception empathy.
Sure.
Okay. Be fair warned, insightful is a wonderful merit.
Oh, totally.
Actually, there you go.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
As a 5?
Because the four counts because of insightful.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, it's a very nice merit. So feel free to give as much or as little as you think.
You can definitely get it. It's a mixture of definitely previous instances of the week past, but it's also it almost seems like it's magnified that now he's thinking about his past right now. That it's definitely magnified by that. That he's thinking of both incidences.
All right.
And he's probably got a bit of survivor's guilt about the former.
Of course. Lucas goes ahead and tries to quickly change the subject and simply says, "Okay. So what do you do for the step now? I see you running around all over the place, talking to all different sorts of spirits."
Now, at least it's something I can do that's halfway decent. Things find me trustworthy, and I work with it, and I try not to break that trust. I make talents for the Sept. Primarily, it's been Gaia's Breath recently, but I'm trying to perfect a one that I remember from my old Sept that might be useful if we're about to go into any sort of war with whatever attack Chinos can.
I heard about that. Lieutenant Ken being struck down by what it seems like Fomori. Never good business.
No.
Especially, combine that with like the Fomori we fought like last Sunday. Oh Jesus, where are they coming from?
That's a good question, but if it's something to do with the drugs, maybe. I mean, it would make sense using the drugs to put Bane spirits in.
I don't know necessarily the connection. I don't know necessarily the vector. I'm no theurge.
I'm showing
The
out a guess.
information that say what?
I'm throwing out a guess.
Mm-hmm. That's all we can do at the moment. From what I heard, the group that attacked Chino's kin were spouting some heavy equipment. Might be the same heavy equipment that we saw Sunday.
Yeah.
Also, definitely Famoy. Freaking bastard ass, like spitting ass, like vomiting acid. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Nothing good.
No. Makes you wonder if I hope that it's not all their fluids are acid, because that could be awkward.
Yeah, I could definitely imagine that being really, really awkward to dispatch.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Tino's kinfolk?
Haven't met them. Oh no, I did. It was their gang, aren't they?
Chino's familia?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could call them a street gang. They're cholos, man. They're cholos. But
I have
they're
no idea what that
also,
means.
people of Gaia. So
Right.
they're worth protecting.
No, I'm totally. That's not what I meant. Um, no, any hell, even just straight humans are supposed to be protected. You know, they can't change if we just let them die.
Hmm. That's an interesting sentiment. Tell me more.
I don't
What's your logos behind this idea?
logos.
Logic, logos.
The logic behind it is, yes, the kin are no, the kin are primary. We guard them. They are ours. They are truly of Gaia. But Gaia did make all of this. If I'm remembering my creation story correct. Um, why only protect what we think is special? I mean, don't get me wrong. If you have kinfolk versus just normal people, I'm obviously going to protect the kinfolk. But if I can guard both, why not? Maybe we can show
Hmm.
change.
Hmm. To protect the kin, that is an obvious directive, obvious benefit. They are our people. We grow from them.
Right.
However, how do you justify protecting a single human or even a group of humans?
We're not monsters. We are the warriors of Gaia. We are to defend the planet, defend what's on the planet. I know that's probably heresy somewhere, but and I understand collateral damage. Hell, I've done my fair share of it. But
Mm-hmm.
let's put it this way. If I was to see someone, let's say just out of nowhere, let's just make a theoretical here.
Okay, we can work with theoreticals. Go.
Yeah. If I see down the street a Fomori attacking just normal people, I'm obviously going to still guard them. Because the Fomori is the worm, and we destroy the worm wherever it breeds.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe by protecting them might trigger other things. Everything has waves, you know? Everything defends itself.
Ripples.
Ripples, yeah.
Everything's got a ripple. I once learned from Garrett a few months ago when I was still coming up in my cubhood the thing called the ripple effect. Ragabashes ought to be very, very perceptive about the ripple effect. One tiny little action causes another action, which causes a chain of effect that eventually leads into something wonderful or something less than savory.
Yeah. Because everything we touch
Always.
affects things.
Mm-hmm. Always, always got to be thinking about the ripple effect and how our actions go ahead and affect the environment and the people around us.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Sometimes we do things that have not quite the effect that we had intended, that sort of spirals out from away from us. And sometimes we can only watch as it spirals out and try to mitigate the damage as much as possible after the fact.
Yeah. He's kind of looking at his hands. No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. It's it's always a thing.
You want to continue breathing? Breathing is good.
Breathing is always good.
In and out. In and out.
So what do you do for the sept?
I do not do much of anything quite yet. I'm a newly minted Clef. Just went through my rite of passage. But as you can see, I'm sent on away missions every so often. And fought my share of Fomori. Oh, I fought my share of Fomori even when I was kin. Actually, he goes ahead and holds up his hands.
Mm-hmm.
A few of my achievements within the Sept happen to be the Leviathan Crisis, where there was this huge worm emanation in the sky that needed to be scouted out. I
Yeah.
scouted that out, and I brought it back to actually the Hunters of the Lost. I also went ahead and took you back up to that comet for you to go ahead and awaken the guardian big brother bear spirit to fight the evil Leviathan and all that wonderful story you're probably well aware of.
Yeah.
The second one was actually the fish farm. I wasn't there
Oh,
at the beginning.
I heard about the chaos that was that farm.
Yep. I wasn't there at the beginning, but as soon as I saw the results on our kin, I went ahead and got myself somewhat well entrenched. Um, let's see. I was there for the assault on the fish farm. I was very, very hands-on on that operation. I was very, very hands-on with deciphering the data afterwards and handing it back over to the Guardian Corps. And I believe it was Dear Maeve that I went ahead and made that deal with that Blizzard Spirit. I didn't make the deal myself, but I was there to witness it.
Didn't you help with the rabbit spirits as well a while back? With
He
the
goes, ahead,
breeder banes?
he goes ahead and looks at you and kind of smiles. The rabbit spirits. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, you and Maeve couldn't make it. You couldn't get the light to make the actual talons, but you were able to convince the rabbits to come and help us.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Thank you for reminding me. Besides that, several different Fomori hunts and just doing jobs for my elders. I don't have a particular position within the Sept, but I apparently find myself useful enough.
Hey, that's always where it counts.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't have a official position, and I find my time mostly spent off Sept.
I stay on set because I'm still getting used to this place, and I don't know if they're still looking for me. So it's safer here.
He goes ahead and waves his hand. I am not in charge of any of the martial defenses of the Sept.
Right.
It seems to be strong. There seem to be capable warriors at a moment's notice, ready to spring into action.
Yeah.
I'm just. Right. You heard about the Weaver spirits appearing at the bottom of the Sept. I remember that you were critical in some of the cleanup efforts.
I did help with realigning Maeve, and I do believe I helped around with some more of that.
I need to thank you for that one.
Oh.
And from behind Lucas, the backpack goes ahead and appears, and seems like he's rifling through it,
Is that
and
my backpack?
nope.
Okay, just wanting to make sure.
Rifling through it. Okay, those are glow sticks. Those are zip ties. Those are extra batteries. I don't know why I have extra batteries here. That's the duct tape. Rifling through. Ah, here you go. He brings out a sandwich, plastic rack sandwich. Take this one for now. I owe you a lot more.
He takes the sandwich and looks at it. And it's like, this looks really familiar to the wrapping of the 3 sandwiches that he found in his backpack, what, a couple days ago?
Absolutely.
You keep an eye on her, don't you?
On who?
Mabe.
Some have called me her shadow.
You mean
She
like
is my
Thalia?
packmate.
Is she your packmate?
Maeve?
Yeah.
Yes, she is my packmate.
She's good people.
Oh yeah, definitely. What has been your experience with the rest of the Cubs, if any?
Not much. I interact with them when I can. Like, I try to teach if I can. Thalia watching Senna is that she's going to wear herself ragged to the point that when her time is needed to help protect Senna, if that comes, she may be exhausted and not at her full capacity. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand the Guardian aspect, and it's good, it's strong in her. But she also has to realize that she is not the only one that will keep an eye on her. And, well,
They have developed a very strong bond between them,
yeah.
and that is to be celebrated.
Oh, no, totally. It's just, that worries me, though, when it gets a little too strong, you know? It could make one weak by just trying to constantly guard another.
I haven't thought about that.
If you're constantly awake, constantly keeping one eye open, expecting something to pounce on someone, when it actually does, you're half awake.
There's something to be said about the difference between vigilance and hypervigilance. Hypervigilance really doesn't help you. It just makes you a bit twitchy to everything, makes you half react to everything.
And that's what I was trying to warn Thalia about. Vigilance is good. Vigilance is noble. Hypervigilance makes you paranoid. I just hope they get up. You know? Did you go to Wolf Home?
Yes.
How'd that go? I know Chino apparently had a bit of a rough spot in it.
Chino had the roughest time with it because he was lost in there much, much longer. Maeve came back to us. Maeve came back to us only nearly a week ago. The whole group that left, a majority of them also came back a day before Maeve. I came back nearly 3 hours after we left.
Oh wow.
It was a harrowing experience. Actually, the thing that most comes to mind at my mind at the moment was when we saw 4 of them, 4, for lack of a better term, humans. 2 were carrying nets that and he goes ahead and makes the motion of a person pulling something over your head and then sort of wiggles his hands. Fuck, what do they call again?
A cape?
No, it was like a cord that that wrapped around your throat.
A noose?
Noose, good stick noose type thing. I'm sorry,
uh,
the language is different there. You can't really put it all conceptually once you get back. But I remember that 2 of them had those collar sticks. There you go, extendable collar sticks. And the other ones had baggy sticks.
okay.
Baggy sticks that looked weird. I remember when they happened upon us, we were eating the most disgusting filth I had ever eaten in my life. And they came after us. They saw us. I rushed. I jumped. I was the first one to go ahead and act and charge them, try to put them on their feet, because that's how I've been taught to fight with a group. Always put the enemy on their ass first and then jump on them afterwards.
Right.
So I was the first to act. I was the first to attack. I was the first to put them on their ass. One of them with the fire sticks.
Mm.
But then the second one that was armed went ahead and shot right into my neck. And Lucas goes ahead and like slaps his neck. It wasn't a bullet. It was a dart. It was a tranquilizer dart actually. And I remember just before the death sleep that I knew the way out, that there was an escape hatch right under me, and I pulled it. And when I woke up, I was back here.
Mm. That's interesting. What do you think that Wolfham was trying to tell you with that?
I had already gone. Look, he goes ahead and closes his eyes. The lupus kin, the wolves. For them, this place is wolf home. Because every single day, much of humanity goes ahead and takes much more than they ought to. They have a greed in their heart. They have overconsumption in their heart. Some of these things come from Leader of Souls itself. Some of it's just ignorance. But every day they go ahead and have to deal with that shame and humiliation, just that aggression. Of course they're aggressive. It's because their dens are being bulldozed every single day. It's because they're being pushed out of the wilderness and having the city creep in on them. Is because every so often there's a few jackasses that decide to do some illegal fucking poaching. Their numbers dwindle. They get more desperate. There was no home. There was no safe den in Wolf Home for me. And there was no place of safety for me either. It was a constant struggle. And It was a familiar struggle. Very, very much a familiar struggle for me. And it was right before I went ahead and charged those the animal control units that I realized that. Wolf Home brought to me a lot of painful memories.
I'm sorry to hear that.
We all have our stories, man.
Yep. If you ever want to tell, I'd be more than happy to listen.
Maybe someday, man. Maybe someday.
I understand. You have to remember, I am Octena. Everything has a price.
Oh, you say that, and you and Juno seem to have like polar opposite personalities, my good sir.
He is Arun to my Ragabash.
Mm-hmm. I remember a lot of us were torn up about him not coming back with the rest of us from Wolf Home. We all fretted, we all worried. Some of us didn't think he would come back. We're very glad to have him back.
Yes. I'm glad to see he came back too.
Me, personally, I will keep an eye on him for another few weeks. Maybe check on him after a month to see if anything has really, really changed or see how Wolf Home has affected him.
Right.
Right now, he seems, well, stable.
I think he's in shock.
Oh, absolutely, he's in shock. He wants someplace to feel safe.
Right.
And it's a good thing to provide that for him.
I'm sorry. For some odd reason, I completely blanked out. What was the last thing he said?
Okay. Okay. Lucas, as far as paraphrasing is concerned, he said that
I got to the keep an eye
Gina
for him the next couple weeks.
to a month.
Yeah.
Pretty much stating that he needs a place to feel safe, and that is how he's going to recover.
Right. Yeah. Sorry about that. I apologize.
Oh, no worries.
But yeah, no. Michael nods in agreement. And is like, you keep an eye on Maeve because she might overdo it to try and make that safe place for him.
Yeah, she sometimes overdoes it. Yeah. She's some. I don't want to say that she's getting too big for her britches every time she does something a little bit out of the way. I mean, Jesus. I mean, Gaia. That's kind of the reason I like her as a pack mate.
Right.
Because she does have the drive to go ahead and do wonderful and awesome things, but sometimes she sets a goal for herself that's far, far out there.
Right. She's an idealist.
Sometimes you need idealists. Sometimes you need somebody that will simply go ahead and get a job done.
That's absolutely correct.
Hmm.
I need to get going. Is there anything else? As he kind of looks down the path that he's supposed to have been walking down. And he's not, just so you know, he's not like angry or even really sad or distracted. It's
You just got a job to do.
Yeah.
Do you mind some company?
Sure.
All right, cool. Lucas was going to go ahead and get up on his feet. Go ahead and sling his backpack over his shoulder.
and Michael will start going back to his patrol. It's
All
not
right.
quick pace. It's him just doing his thing.
All right. Do you want to do the outro?
Go for it.
All right. We go ahead and leave this scene with he who walks behind a little boople snoop. Two very, very interesting and ridiculous people walking around Central Park, maintaining its spiritual protections. We thank you all for watching, and we thank you all for playing. Until next time, this has been Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.